Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. This webinar will cover Kaa 1.4, which is the latest version of our platform. The entire Kaa team is really excited to share a number of key upgrades with you that will significantly, really enhance your overall user experience. My name is Andrew, and I will be your host for today. If you have any questions, make sure and please post them in the questions tab located on the sidebar, and we'll address them at the end of the session. We are really looking forward to your feedback, and we'd love to hear your opinion. Before we start, we'd like to let you know about our upcoming identity access management product, Kaa IAM. So this was initially designed for companies utilizing IoT, but Kaa IAM is also ideal for large-scale enterprises and other entities looking to ensure their data security. Due to high demand, Kaa IAM is already available for custom deployment for your project, and you can expect to see some of these outstanding features. We've got integrated authentication authorization, both comprehensive resource access and user management, the ability to apply user permission presets and run the product for multiple apps, and much more. Kaa IAM will help you deploy to the market quicker and protect the security of your data, so stay tuned for more updates. Okay, so let's go on with our new features. We're delighted to announce the following updates. We've got custom widgets, public dashboards, tenant usage statistics, analytics level security, data transformation, and of course, our new IAM product. So let's start with custom widgets first. So you can now create your own widgets using JavaScript. By default, custom widgets are registered to a specific tenant, but can be enabled for all tenants. What's more, you're not limited to specific front-end technologies or project bundlers, and you're not limited to a particular framework or SDK. This makes it much easier for you to implement your widgets. The widgets provide previously missing functionality and give you a huge new range of visual options. You can also reuse existing implementations, including visuals that you created on external apps. Finally, these new widgets also provide REST API SDK to speed up their development. You can use the SDK to skip having to build your own integration layer. So let's start by logging into your tenant in the Kaa Cloud account. We'll start by creating a solution from a template, and in this demo, we will create the air quality monitoring template. So let's click on it, hit create, and wait until it's created. Okay, so now let's connect the simulator so that the data will be populated. You'll need to fork this replit and specify your application version. Then click Run and wait. Okay, so the data is populated and we're ready to go. So the first Kaa 1.4 feature that we'll show you right now is custom widgets. Go to the sidebar menu and click on custom widgets. Here you can see more information about this page, and you can learn more if you follow this link. Then click on Connect and Use, and follow the instructions that appear. We're providing a few templates, and in this demo, I'll show the one around the Webpack. I need to note that you need to have a Git, Node.js, and IDEs such as Visual Studio installed in your system. Okay, so if you're ready, let's perform the next simple steps. Number 1, download the example. You need to go to open the terminal, go to the same folder, and copy the code that's now appearing on the screen. This will download the Git repository with all the files you need to build custom widgets. The next step is to install dependencies by executing the code that you're now seeing on the screen. Now the operation is complete. So number 3, then run the example in development by executing the code that you're seeing on the screen. That's great. Custom widget started on localhost port 5000. The same connection URL is specified by default, so we're ready to go. Next step, we need to click on Connect. Here you can see your widget information such as package name, widget info, description of the version, and other information, and you can change it in the widget file. To do this, you need to open Visual Studio or your favorite IDE. I'm going to use Visual Studio code. Go to the widget JSON file and rename a widget package and description and click Save. Now go back to your UI and click Refresh. Now you can see that the widget was renamed and the description was updated. Success! We can now register our widget. After that, we can go back to the sandbox where we can develop our widget. Here we can see a few buttons such as Refresh, which will help us to refresh for changes. Okay, so let's actually try and edit some of this stuff. So we have a simple example of listing the endpoints. So we use our building SDK provided along with our widget. We also provide all the typings on this functionality. So let's, for example, change the color of this endpoint ID to be aligned with the theme. So I'm going to use our service to do this so that I can import the service from this widget context. As you can see, the ID knows about all the completions. So let's change the current theme configuration and change its color style. So let's take the color from the text color, make it like the color.secondary. Hit save, go back, and click on refresh. As you can see, the color was changed successfully and changes were applied immediately. So it's pretty simple to develop widgets in Kaa IoT Cloud using our SDK and refresh capabilities on UI. You can see some examples on the screen now. The same applies to the widget configuration. If you go to the widget configuration, you can see this form. So the form can be changed into this JSON file. Let me add a simple field. So, for example, I add demo toggle. And then choose Boolean. I can specify the option in the title, like you're seeing on the screen. Now let's hit refresh. You can see that our demo toggle is populated there. So it's pretty easy to see all the changes. We can develop the widget on the dashboard too. To do this, we need to enable developer mode. Just click on this toggle, and now we go to the dashboard. So we create a new dashboard, and then add our widget. So that our widget is listed in the experimental category. And as you can see, the color was changed according to team settings. Then when we're ready to go, we save changes to production. Then we can upload the new version of our widget. So let's disable the developer mode and choose active. It means that the widget can now be edited by any user. But as you can see, we have an older widget version right there. So if you want to update it, you need to upload your JSON file to the reply here. Or if you have connected the widget sandbox, you can do this by clicking this button, Update Bundle. So let's go back to the terminal and run the command npm run build to build the production version of it. Great. The production version was compiled to the JSON file. Then click Upload. Our widget will be uploaded to the dashboard. You can now see that we have the latest version of the widget that we developed. And the same goes for our configuration as well. So the next feature is the public dashboards. So let's say you want to share your dashboard with any user so that they won't require any login information. So let's do this. So first of all, you need to click the share button and you can see the instructions of what happens when we enable sharing. We can also see that the sharing feature requires advanced security configuration and we need to enable it. So let's click this button, enable advanced configuration, hit this toggle, click update and save configuration. Okay, so let's go back to our dashboard. Let's click on Share. So we can see that the message has changed. The security configuration was enabled successfully. And now we can just click on the Share button. Success! Now we have a public link, so let's make sure that it works. I'll open a new window, so I don't have any active sessions here, and let's open the link. So now I see that our dashboard is available without any login. So the functionality is fine. If you want to disable sharing, you can disable it using the same button. The next feature we'd like to tell you about is tenant user statistics. It's actually pretty simple. In a dashboard, you can see the panels with the information about the data sent on our platform. The same information is also available on the applications page. We also can check how much data was published from a single device. Let's go to the device page. Here you can see all the device data that updates in real time. We are now introducing Tenant API usage statistics that provide you with reports on the data sent and received by your devices. Now let's go and see our new IoT security feature we talked about earlier, and that is Kaa IAM. It can be used to simplify user and resource management. So in this demo, we'll create two organizations called Alpha and Bravo and create admin users to manage our organizations, specify some permissions to do this and for other users. So let's start with creating groups. I'll create a group called Alpha and click Add Group. Let's open the group to see all the information that's contained there: summary, policies, users, and resource policy. Then let's create a subgroup or child group called Alpha Admin. This group will be used only for the users that can manage other users in the Alpha group. So set the parent group to Alpha and click Add Group. Now we can see that our group has been successfully created and we're ready to create some users. To do that, let's specify the username in email. We'll make a simple password. We don't recommend that you use passwords like this normally. Then specify the user directory as /alpha. We'll use this user directory to specify the policy that belongs to this user group only. Success! Our user has been created. Now we can assign a user to the admin group. The next step is to grant the permissions. So let's go to User Management, then Policies, and create a new policy. Then you go to Statements to specify action levels manually, like the read, create, and update access. Now for deeper editing, you can go to the JSON resource here, copy, and specify with the slash asterisk, as this will grant permissions to all of the users of the alpha child group and their child groups as well. We also want to create permissions to manage users in the alpha directory. So you can just copy and paste from the above. Now, let's go back to our groups and assign this policy to alpha admin groups. Go to Policies, click Attach Policy, and select the checkbox and then hit Update. We can see now that our policy was attached, so that way we allow all actions to a group alpha and its child groups. And the same goes for the user directory of our user alpha. So let's log in as our alpha admin user and see how it looks. So just here, I'll open the incognito tab and log into our tenant. And now if we go to our user management, we can see that our user can go to users and see the user list. Also, that this user, make sure you keep track here, can see the groups and manage all of this together. Let's create a simple user. As you can see, the user was created automatically and placed within the correct directory, even if we didn't specify it. Let's create another group called Bravo and check permissions for it. So now we're creating the Bravo admin user. Let's make sure we have set the correct parent directory, which is Bravo, and click Add Group. In the same way, you should go to the user management and then policies icon, clone your old policy, and rename some items there, as we're doing now. With the editing JSON file. Now let's create a new user for the Bravo group. And specify the directory /Bravo. We can also assign this user as the Bravo admin here before clicking Add User. After this, We also need to assign the policy in user management. Policies, attached policy. So check the box Bravo, update, and the policy will be attached. Then go to user management, policies, users, assign user, select the checkbox update. Now let's log out and log in again as a Bravo admin user. When we sign in, go to user management, groups, to check permissions, and we can now see that the Bravo admin user can only see Bravo groups, and the same goes for all users. If we add another user here, it will be automatically added to a Bravo directory and everything will just work just fine. So the next feature we'd like to present to you is analytics level security. So in order to present this, I'll open up solutions, air quality monitoring, enable edit mode, and then remove the text widget. Then we will add the time series, then the analytics time series chart widget here. Just resize it. And then set it up. So this shows the latest data that you might want to see, and we'll group it by endpoints. So go to metric configuration, add metrics, and choose aggregation average, data sample temperature, add the label temperature, and then to the left, you'll see information about all the endpoints. As we only currently have one, it only shows one parameter naturally. So let's choose the display attribute metadata name. Click Save and publish our changes. Let's add more endpoints and assign them to different groups. So you go to Device Management, Devices, Add Device, and choose a group to assign the endpoint to. Success. Now let's create another endpoint for Alpha as well. To populate the data, I'll fork the simulator a few times. Just duplicate the tabs here. So let's rename the fork, adding the ending alpha and bravo. Then change the name to alpha device and do the same for bravo. We'll have different simulators for different groups. Then click run and you'll be able to see all the devices online. If you go to the device page, you can see that one device is for alpha and the second device is for bravo. Then let's go back to our solutions air quality monitoring homepage. And see data from all three devices here. Let's share the dashboard, as this will allow us to see the dashboard for Alpha and Bravo teams at the same time. Go back to the Bravo admin user homepage. As you can see, there are no endpoints here. We assign the endpoints to groups, but to make this work, we need to go up to Settings, Security tab in the side menu. And enable the group policy. Click Save. Update. Success. Now let's go back to our solutions page. We can see the devices here. Bravo users can only see the Bravo device, which belongs to Bravo teams. The same goes for the Alpha team, if we log in as the Alpha admin. If you want to change a group, you need to just copy the endpoint ID from device management, go to devices, and then go to user management, additional settings, and open the key cloak. Find the client called Kaa REST API. Then go to authorization, resources, input the endpoint ID to the filter field, and then find it. Then go to the resource attributes, set Bravo instead of Alpha in the value input field, and then click Save. This will reassign the device to a Bravo group. Now let's go back and log in as a Bravo admin. Here you can see the information about these two devices corresponding to the permissions given to the endpoints. Now let's talk about the data types mapping and transformation pipelines. Go to the data transformation and then manage page. We can change mappings for the fields, so let's give it a go. Turn on show current mappings. And we can now see the data types for our first time series fields in the analytics. So we can actually change the data type for some fields by going to by changing long to double. With this, it will be possible to get more exact data sets for your device analytics. Copy and paste that's mappings to the JSON file here. And let's say you want to change the temperature field data type. We can change the long to double here in the edit field. Then press save to update your template. The mappings were applied successfully, but we can see for our current index that the value didn't change. So to apply mappings, we need to re-index our data. Go to Analytics and get redirected to Kibana. First, we need to create our index pattern. So we will create it for the application. The index pattern contains the tenant ID, application ID, and the current date. To capture all dates, I recommend that you create an index pattern with an asterisk so that we can capture all future indices. So then, press the next step. In Configure Settings, choose the @ timestamp and create index pattern. We can now review our fields here. So let's go to the Discover in the left-hand menu. We can now see the current index data here in the expanded document section. Copy the index field and go to the DevOps tool in the left menu. Let's go here and create your index. So you can type in this code, and don't worry, we'll share this in a document with you later, but have a look at it on the screen now. Then rename it so that the database can recognize it as new. Then click to send request, and the result will be displayed in the column to the right. It should look like what you have on the screen in front of you. Now we need to re-index the data. Copy and paste this command from the Kibana, re-index API tutorial below, and add it as the next lines. Now paste your old and new index ID. It will look like this. Click to send request and save a result. And get something like this. So now we will edit our code. So hit the run button and re-index our data. After this, you can delete the old one if you want. Now let's go back to Discover and see what data we have from the new index. So you want to go to Data Transformation and Mapping in the left menu. The new index is now displayed, and we can see that our data type temperature was changed. Go to Data Transformation and Pipelines. Pipelines transform the data that comes into the Elasticsearch on the fly. So let's write a simple script that will transform the Celsius temperature to Fahrenheit. Firstly, we'll create a processor. And here you can see a new field temperature where we will count the Fahrenheit value. To test this, we can click on the test pipeline above, check Add a test document from index, specify the first two documents here, and then click Run Pipeline. We can see that our template is -7 here. And we can see the new field that converts this value to Fahrenheit. The same goes for the next document. So now that we've verified our pipeline works, we can now press Apply Pipeline. From now on, this script will work for all incoming data. If you want to apply this pipeline to the existing data, you need to perform the re-indexing again. So, go to Analytics, and you'll see that there's no new field of the temperature in the expanded document block. We can again perform the re-index, so let's copy and paste the index field again. Now let's go, re-index our data, and remove the old one as before. Now go back to Discover and see the data here. So we can see that our pipeline index now contains a value in Fahrenheit, and this will be valid for all the existing data that we have. So that's it for today and all of the new Kaa 1.4 features that we'd like to share with you. For those of you who are just getting started with Kaa, we'd like to invite you to try our IoT cloud with a very free 30 days trial with no credit card required and just for you to see for yourselves. If you'd like to learn more about Kaa IAM IoT security solution, both for the IoT environment or as a standalone product, we'll be happy to connect you with our engineers and help you build a POC for you or your client. Thank you for listening.